Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another show of Collectors Anonymous. I was going to do this show one a month. It's a live show where we talk about, guess what? The addiction of collecting and all that goes with it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's a lot like alcoholism. Once it's in your body, right, you really get like in your blood. So, that. And I'm here right now with Tom Hunyadi, of course. Tom Hunyadi is of the Two Legs podcast. And am I missing anything else that you do? I don't think
That's it right now. And of the Joe live Mr. Cinemeo live
see, I
show
forgot
too.
something. You see what I mean? Yeah, I did forget something, boy. I needed a nap. I was falling asleep like 45 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh man, I have to splash water on my face and wake up. Anyway, so in this show, we like I said, we talk about collecting. It's not like a regular live stream like I would do a generic live stream where we talk about any old thing. Really, this is about just collecting. People can give their thoughts, talk about what they collect or not, or the reasons for it. They think it's crazy and all of this. And hopefully at some point, somebody watching may want to come up. We've had people come up before and we can all be on screen. Of course, I reserve the right to put people that I know are on the up and up, that kind of thing. So we got James Farley. Hello, James. And Robbie. Hello, Robbie. Good afternoon to you. Mike Waljasper. And, of course, what would a show be like without Ramoga? Good afternoon to you.
And I'm not doing the dance today.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm trying to keep the dance, Tom, only to the movie channel because it's a movie character.
Yeah, right.
But,
well, yeah, I think for Ramoga, that might be a little bit of a addicting too for him,
Yeah. He's got the fever for Godzilla fever.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. And also, I sometimes use it like when we were celebrating my 14th year being on YouTube yesterday. Yesterday was the anniversary. I put it as a celebratory dance.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, I wanted to say too, before we get started, congratulations on 14 years. That's great an achievement.
Yeah.
And glad to say that has probably been around for about 12 of them.
Yeah, you were here quite a while with that. Yes. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And George, I didn't want to slight you, but George is, of course, besides saying hello to you, George, George is an example. He collects, among other things, of course, I would say, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and that's his channel there if you want to take a look at that. So I hope you might join us later on, George. We're going to start just Tom and myself, and then later on I'll open it up if anybody is interested. And hello to Mike. Now, Tom taught me to say Fraley, right?
Fraley. That's what I learned too. I always thought it was Freely, but I had seen him on an interview, and then he corrected the interviewee and said that it's Fraley. So,
right. Yeah. And when you're collecting stuff by Kiss, is it fair to say that out of their solo albums, Ace's album is considered the best?
I would say yes. It's usually between him and Paul Stanley. People say it's either 1A, 1B, or vice versa. So, but yeah, Ace Frehley's is my favorite of the four.
And Penny Lane, what's going on? Penny Lane is always in my ears and eyes, so it's always nice for her to be here. And we got Buddy. What's up, Buddy Rowe? Okay, now what's this? Disappointed by Pet Sounds. No Beach Boys played on the record. I sometimes say that. I go, yeah, well.
Well, they sang on it, right?
Yeah, right. Like the Monkees, for example.
Yes, right. The voice is an instrument, right?
Yes. Now, I usually, like I said, even though we don't want to really talk, we're talking about collecting. I can't help but say, yeah, I like the movie The Curse of Frankenstein too, the Hammer movie. Okay, here's a hello from Joseph. I always feel funny calling him Joe Mantaneo. It's like Joseph
Mantaneo.
There you go. Peter Criss. I heard good things about Peter Criss's album too.
It's more like old school rock and roll, more with an R&B flair in there as well. So, but unfortunately, his was like the one that sold the least of the four.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to talk about collecting, and I thought that to start us off, the reason I have Tom here, especially today, is because in 5 days, Paul McCartney's new album, with much anticipated album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane, is coming out. And all of the early reviews are positive. I've seen 9 out of 10s, and I've seen 4 out of 5. So I'm excited about it, you know?
Yes. Yep. I mean, I haven't seen anything negative yet.
Yeah, nor have I. So I'm excited about it myself. But, of course, before that, for pre-order, are to say it's a plethora of different McCartney colored vinyl editions for fans to indulge in, have been offered for pre-order. And Tom, how many of the pre-ordered offers have you pre-ordered and are you going to get?
Okay, so after the smoke is cleared, and as long as I'm able to get that silver vinyl at record stores for the listening party on release day, it'll be a total of 13 different versions of The Boys of Dungeon Lane.
Now you've heard
on vinyl.
Let's talk about other than 13 vinyl versions of The Boys of Dungeon Lane, and I'm no stranger. In the past, I did that with others, like McCartney 3. I did that. For some reason, I just got really into it. I was having fun, like when you're a kid and something comes out, whether it's baseball cards or whether it's wacky packs or whatever. You say, collect them all. Collect them all,
baby.
You know, and that's what I did with McCartney 3, and I personally regretted it. But I understand. I certainly understand the collector's mentality, which is what we try to talk about on this show. So some of the other things that are coming out from Boys of Dungeon Lane that you will be getting are?
Well, the CD with the green print that's on McCartney.com.
The green print CD in addition to the standard CD.
In addition to the standard, I mean, when I'm at Target picking up the red, I'll probably get the standard CD and then listen to it on my way to the record store before they open to get that silver vinyl, hopefully. And then the cassette as well.
The cassette tape. Yes. Are you doing the digital download from iTunes?
No, I don't do streaming. You know that, and I know about and I know how disappointed all of you content creators are about this new demo track or whatever that's part of this the streaming thing. But I say, you know what? More power to them.
Yeah, exactly. I get you. But you know how I feel about it. Hello, Christian. And Brett, hello. I love your channel, especially the rants. By the way, I want to say this. If you like the rant and you're not subscribed to my other channel now, I have a third channel. It's going to have all the rants from here on in. So if you like ranting videos, when I'm getting sick and tired of the price of gas, or I'm getting sick and tired of how dentists screwed up my teeth, or I'm sick and tired of waiting in line at a grocery store when somebody else opens up a checkout counter after I've been there 15 minutes, check out my other channel. And this is it right here. I got 2 channels actually, but this is the one you want to go to for all the rant stuff from here on in. So I'll leave that up for a little while. All right. Okay. So thank you. I appreciate it. But about the new book, It's Single, A Third Eye, I've only been hearing about that. Do you know about that?
Yeah. I've already pre-ordered the one on Amazon. I don't need to get the one that's more expensive, and I am looking forward to hearing the new single. I mean, anytime we can hear anything new that we haven't heard yet from all 4 and the band, I think it's fantastic.
There you go. There you go. This is collecting. I got Elvis's Aloha from Hawaii via satellite jukebox EP. It's one of his most sought after. Yeah, I know what you mean. The jukebox EP, for example, I have a jukebox EP here, which I'm pretty sure if I show this, I think it'll be appreciated. This for collectors. This is collecting, right? Let me take this banner off here. Hold on a minute. This is indeed collecting. I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. It's this here. I'm going to get this thing ready. Okay. This is, More of the Monkeys EP. It's signed by Mickey Dolenz to Joe Cool. And this is what a jukebox EP is, since we're talking about collecting. The back of it is usually blank. And the record itself, there were a lot of these, the Beatle ones too. I think a couple of Beatle ones, if I'm not mistaken. On Coal Gems, it's this one has "I'm Not Your Stepping Stone," "The Kind of Girl I Could Love," and "She." There's three songs on here.
Oh, nice.
And then the other side here, 3 tracks. See, "I'm a Believer," "Mary Mary," and "When Love Comes Knocking at Your Door." And I like 5 of these 6. Too bad, I'm not. I mean, I don't mind the one I like least either, mind you. But this was great because I went to the fest for Beatles fans and I met Mickey Dolenz, right? Mickey, you out there, Mickey?
This is for
That's a fist bump. That's what I like. So that was great, giving him a fist bump. All right, let's see now. So we're keeping in line of collecting. I like that. Yes, and Rolling Stone, yes, I know, also gave a good review, a very good review of The Boys of Dungeon Lane. I'm not thinking anybody has said, nobody has heard it. I don't believe has said it's Paul's greatest album, one of his greatest, but I've heard them say, a lot of people say it's one of the best of the 21st century, the last
right.
years.
Yeah, they're all saying like the best album in the last 21, 25 years or whatever it is.
Just ordered the CD, too overwhelmed. It's too overwhelmed. I just ordered the CD. Might just pick up one colored vinyl at some point. I have no idea which color is best. That's the thing that's in line with the discussion. That's one of the things I personally had a gripe about. I know I'm getting really picky, but if it turns out that they put up, say there were, I don't know, 15 variants of colors or something, and from the very beginning, all 15 are offered, and you say, now the 15 here, pick the one you want, or 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, however many. That's cool with me. I guess you pick what you want. I just don't like the way they put it. They put it out one at a time, and then maybe somebody, I gotta have that. That's a nice one. And then after somebody's already either bought it or pre-ordered it or whatever, now we got a week later. Here's another one and another and another, and you're like, oh man, I like this better than the one I ordered, but I'm not going to cancel and I'm not going to rebuy it. That's what bothers me.
I think it's kind of nice that they are kind of rolling it out that way, because let's say if they rolled it all out at once, I mean, and if you're a collector, maybe you can't afford to get them all at once. So if you're bringing them out every week, and if you're somebody that gets paid every week or every other week, then you could probably afford, picking them. I think that's the smarter move, actually.
Well, there you go. That's another very apt way of looking at it. It makes sense from a person like Tom, who's going to get all of them. If you're going to get all of them, that's the way to do it. If you only want one of them, wait to get
right.
But there you go. Thank you, Ted. I appreciate that. Thank you. I miss those days when all we had to do was choose either the standard, the deluxe with extra tracks, or the CD, DVD, super deluxe edition. That still sounds like a lot.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is just don't forget. I mean, movie companies would double dip on movies. Studios would double dip on movies. I mean, look, I've talked about this before. I mean, I've bought Goodfellas, I think 8 times now, because they release one, and then the next one that comes out, has this other special feature. It has a commentary, so then I'm just buying it again.
They do that too, and I'll talk a little about my movie collecting of late.
Yeah,
if I remember as we go on. You will have the same amount of toys.
Sure. Yeah, that's funny.
All the Beatles, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, actually, when you look at it, I mean, the 13 original albums, I guess, with 13, Boys of Dungeon Lane, I guess, yes, it matches. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Here's a question regarding collecting. When it comes to an artist that you like, do you feel the need to get every album for collecting purposes, even if you don't care for some of their work?
Yeah, that's a good question. I say, yeah. I mean, especially when it comes to movies, there's 5 actors that I will buy anything that they did if it comes out. And there's times where, I don't think it's probably the best movie, but I want to have that actor's complete filmography. Same with directors as well. I mean, I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan, but I'm not the biggest fan of his movie Barry Lyndon, but I still own it because I want to have his whole filmography.
In my case, I feel the same way. There are certain artists that have to have everything to complete the catalog. And I'm talking about, when I say everything, I'm talking about, in the case of, say, music, Paul McCartney. I'm talking about all the standard
Right.
catalog releases of studio albums. And that goes for John, Paul, George, and Ringo, which means I have stuff like Two Virgins and crap like that. And I have electronic sound. And, whatever Ringo would do, I'll have. And even with Paul, I have stuff like, for me personally, it's not my cup of tea. Liverpool Oratorio or Ocean's Kingdom,
Right.
things like that. I have them for collecting. I mean, that's collecting. But I personally have gotten to the point where I don't want every single import or colored vinyl or all variations. In fact, I've been selling some things. And this is a good time to interject this, because I think I got a lot of stuff here, folks, and people may be shocked. I've shown this elsewhere, but I'm gonna show you here, because this is what it's about. Now, for example, like, this is the kind of thing I'm looking to sell. It's beautiful. And every time I showed it twice now. I feel like I want it. And this is a season's greeting card, and inside happens to be the white vinyl of Christmas, John and Yoko. I got stuff like this. I'm starting to find, for whatever reason. I don't know. At this stage of my life, I've hit the point where I don't want everything. And then I have stuff like, oh my God, I just knocked over the stack of what I was going to show. Like the Beatles Live in Hamburg. Here's an alternate. But then when I look at this, I turn it around and I see that pretty cool back cover, and I say, no,
right.
I might keep it. In fact, I think I will keep it for the back of. Hey, you see what it is in my picture that I have here, folks? It's a turntable needle in the arm, like, addiction, but like this kind of stuff. I mean, I have this for the cover. It's the same old stuff. It's either Tony Sheridan or Hamburg stuff. And this, I have BBC stuff plenty of times. And I picked this up because this was a radio show that was out, Beatles at the Beeb. Now that I think of it, because it's the radio show that was presented in '82, maybe I do need it. No, I'm not doing it. I got the track so many times. And one more than one. Here's like another one of the same stuff again. Basically, I'm a sucker for different covers. I like different covers. I'm getting rid of like the Japanese Obi strip albums, what they call the Flag series. There is a white album, number 10. I'm probably going to put that on the block. However, when you sell them to stores, you're not going to get that much.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
And here's a shocker for you, I think. Like stuff like this, the German Revolver on the Horde Zoo label. These sound very good. Very good. But I'm to the point now, personally, that if I'm going to play Revolver, I'll probably play a CD. Or I'll just pull out the UK album.
Right.
Or even the US album, which is missing tracks, but if I want to hear Capitol. And this also, another one that's hard to go, because when I looked at it and showed it, it was pretty amazing. I forget where this is from, and I can't read it. It looks like it's a Spanish import of some kind. Oh, God.
Oh, it's a nice,
really show, but I don't.
Nice white vinyl.
And not only is it white, but I'm noticing, because it's a marble. You can't see it here too well. It's marble. It's like a white marble tinge. Man, you know what? Hell, I'm keeping it. I don't know if I may. You know what it says here? Mono. It's from Brazil.
You should keep that one.
Great. You know what?
Or at least see what he's willing to offer you on that one.
But the thing is, you see, all these things are pretty and all that. Well, this is a mono, so maybe a bit twice. Sergeant Pepper. This is also, I believe, this is German also. Got this like 10 times already.
Right.
My whole thing is.
I get it. I mean, I get it, what you're going for. I mean, if you already have like 10 copies of that and you want to narrow down, I mean, if you have, let's say you have the CD stereo, the CD mono, like I see the mono box set behind you on CD, and then you have like the regular, the 2009 vinyl pressings that came out, then you're good. Yeah. You're good.
Well, that's what I mean. If I want to hear like a mono Revolver,
right?
I'll play that. and I have this feeling of realizing my own mortality. And the thing is that I just feel, now that I'm in my 60s, I feel like,
Right.
I don't know, when I was like starting, and I was like something like, let's see, how old was I? I was 15, like when I started, 16. Yeah, you don't know how long you're going to live even that age. But I'm saying,
Right.
if you think you're going to if you think you're going to get to 80 at least, when you're 15 or 20, you got a hell of a lot of years. So then you start getting to be years. Think, well, I haven't touched this. There's albums here I haven't touched in the last 15 years or something. What the hell am I? I'm not going to play them the next 15 years when I'm
Right.
hitting like whatever it is, 79, 80. It's like that's the way I start to think about it. No, I don't think it is just an average album. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. And listen, I have multiple copies of a couple of his average albums, if I do say so myself. So it's not going to matter to me if the album's average or not. I mean, I'm a fanboy. I'm a hardcore McCartney collector, and if the album sucks, I don't care. I'm still going to have all those albums.
Are you really collecting if you're buying a latest release? Surely that's just purchasing. You're still accumulating it, finding it, collecting it.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe there were 3 Beatles jukebox EPs, their earliest American albums, like Meet the Beatles. Yes, I think I saw one for something new once. I think that was one of them. Okay, the prices for Paul's album are on the high side, etc., etc. That's okay with me, but for that,
I mean, that's just where we are now. No, no, no. I knew of Laserdisc as a child in the early '80s, but I wasn't. I didn't have any money or didn't collect Laserdisc. I was a VHS fan when I was collecting, so I didn't get any Laserdisc, and it was more expensive. And then when DVDs came around, they were more affordable, so I went the DVD route, and then it was the right thing to do because obviously Laserdisc kind of went out of fashion, as well as the VHS.
That's a good time. You're mentioning Laserdisc movies now in the collecting realm, okay? Okay, so I'm not buying vinyl like I used to. I'm even purging some vinyl. But what I have been buying lately are a lot of movies because I'm also a movie collector.
Right.
And I have a movie channel, so check that out, Mr. Cinemayo. It's at cinema, the word cinema with mayo at the end. Anyway, and I went to a store recently, and they had a sale with DVDs ranging, and some Blu-rays and DVDs ranging from $2 to $5 a piece. So here I am. I'm, talking about I don't have the time necessarily as much as I used to, and I'm not going to be around forever. And what did I do? I couldn't resist because there were a lot of titles that I wanted in that batch, and I bought over it wasn't 3 days consecutive, but over 3 trips back to this store. A big collection came in, like 1,000 or more.
Right.
I spent a total of a little over $300. I'm telling you because this is what the chat's about.
I mean, if they're only like $2 to $5 and you're spending $3, I mean, you've bought a lot.
Too many of them were five though. Unfortunately, that I wish were 2.
Yeah.
But and the thing that gets me, Tom, is like you, when it comes to movies, I like Blu-ray or high definition.
Right.
I'll accept a DVD when there's nothing else that I can get it a movie as, or something. So for me to buy that, and most of them were standard DVD, but there were movies that I've never seen, like stuff like that. That's another thing. It's important to mention the collecting addiction, because I started picking up stuff like this here was $2. It's got Robert Mitchum in it, and it's called Sued.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yep.
I've never heard of it. Here's for $1. I've never seen it. Hollywoodland about George Reed.
Got it right here, my friend.
You are incredible, man. Like, it's not down way at the other end, right? It's right there. It's amazing. And then like Tony Randall this was $5. Will's Success, Spoil Rock Hunter. And you got Tony Randall and Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield. Right there. Yeah. Okay, or 3 if you count Tony Randall. Just a couple, like stuff like I couldn't care less about this, like Henry Fonda and Barbara Stanwyck. People are telling me you got to watch some Barbara Stanwyck movies. I have The Lady Eve.
Lady
I don't
Eve
know
is
what
fantastic. Love that movie. Love it.
Right. So, and I got like tons of movies. I was looking around for it.
It's right here actually.
Of course, it's right there. Where else would it be?
Yeah.
It's uncanny how it's at the fingertips there. Yeah. But the thing is, see, but these are movies like the price was right. I'm like, I also have the addiction, you know, and the idea is, I figured in my mind how I rationalized it was, it's like the old Blockbuster rentals. You used to spend whatever it was, $5 or less to rent the movie for the night. Well, I hope to watch all these over a period of a few years, or if not sooner, and give a report on my movie channel.
Well, so, in a way, you're also winning as well on this, because back in the day when they were first coming out, they were anywhere from $10 to $30. So correct. Here you are now picking up for $2 to $5. So in a way, you won there.
So with The Lady Eve, like I'll watch this one day, right? Yeah. If I don't like it, adios. If I think it was good, it was good. But I don't care if I never see it again. I mean, am I going to watch it again? I just watched a movie, for example, called Detour from 1945 that I saw years ago and didn't think that much of it. And because it was only $2, I decided to give it another spin. So I did. And when I watched it, I have a database of my reviews on computer as to when the last time was I watched something. So I looked, when was it that I watched Detour? So I looked. The date was February 21st, 2006. That's 20 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. Do I need? So if you think you're never going to watch it again, or maybe I'll watch this once or twice more. Really? You think it'll come around in the next? By the time I'm 80, I don't know. Maybe it will.
Mm-hmm. No, I plan on watching that one again someday.
Well, that's one that falls in that for you, right? Yeah. But before I get off this for now that even you wanted to, I'm saving the most crazy for last. We talk about crazy collecting, right?
Yeah.
Then I started getting into these things. I know what they're called, snapper cases.
Snapper cases. That's insane that you got into that. Yeah.
These are titles that when we were all starting to collect, and I was at the.
And I had all of those. I had all of those.
Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
And I got more than this. I probably got I must have at least 40 of these I bought, because they were like $2 a piece. So back when I was starting collecting, I was an early adopter. I collected movies. I started on March 24th, 1997, which was the birth of DVD. I bought a player the first day, and they only had 50 titles offered. Warner had them in cases like this, Warner Brothers, snap cases. And what they were like, this is Logan's Run. And this is a much nicer cover, for people who like artwork, than the one on Blu-ray that I have. It's just a symbol or some stupid symbol. This is as opposed to, this is a freaking great cover. And I started getting wowed by the magic of the covers. I'm going to just blow this up for a second. There it is, right? Snapper case. You have this plastic gizmo there. It snaps, and you just open it up, and there's artwork inside. See, this is what sucked, though. The discs. This is a two-sided disc, and I'm not collecting these for the movie, because the movies, to nearly all of these, here's some of them. Movies I've never seen. Hepburn and Tracy, Pat and Mike.
Yeah.
I've seen Adam's Rib and some other ones. Unforgiven, Yep. Mm-hmm. Here's one more, like this, for example. Deliverance, Burt Reynolds, John Voight. I think it's a great movie. Now, it's a great movie, but I have a great Blu-ray. I bought this for the cover, okay? Sometimes there's nice artwork. Let's not kid ourselves on here. And but the movie, and there's like a photo,
Yeah.
The movie's like that, and it's not the best. This is what we had at the time. Then the DVD.
Yep.
But Tom, how insane does this go? Well, for $2, I picked this up, a movie that I saw in the theater and didn't really like it. Didn't understand it. I couldn't follow it at the time. Total Recall. Great cover. So the end of this is, so I find myself obsessively collecting snapper cases because they look great.
There's only 3 reasons to like that movie, and if you
Oh
know,
man, I tell you, that's the best that Sharon Stone ever looked, for my
yeah.
money.
Oh yeah,
Maybe in Casino, but I think, you
yeah.
know what? Anyway, so that's it. Let's see if I can catch up on a few things. Yeah, the Amoeba, the Amoeba Records variant going for $255.
And I need to look and see if that's sold out yet. I mean, if it's not sold out yet, then there's no reason to pay that much money. All you got to do is go to Amoeba's website.
Yeah, but ignorance is bliss. I mean, that's not.
Right.
Let the buyer beware.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Because I got to tell you, Tom, in the early days of eBay, or whenever I was first got a computer, the early 2000s, I would find out, talking about movies, that a movie was coming out on a better quality thing and it was out of print. And I sold this movie. One of them was, I think, This Island Earth. I think it was in a snapper case. And it was coming out with a deluxe edition. Nobody knew yet. So I sold it. I got like $100 for the DVD, and they didn't know it was coming out. I did the same thing with the George Harrison book, I, Me, Mine. It was going to come out. I got $168 for the old hardcover.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't nearly, it was going to be revised and elongated. So I made out like a bad. Now, is that cruel? Yeah, I guess. No, but hey, it's all fair in money. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Cruel is not the word.
Hey, listen, I sold, I had 5 books from Appcore, and 4 of them were on the Apple label, and they go through everything that has to do with Apple. Okay, and these are all out of print. These are very highly sought after books. And last year I sold them all for $4,000.
And what about the practice? How do you feel about the practice of, like, it's a limited edition McCartney record out there on polka dot vinyl? So you buy the polka dot vinyl,
right?
And then you buy 3 copies, and you keep one and sell the other 2 and make a big killing on it. What do you think of that?
I mean, if somebody's willing to pay that much money for it, more power to them.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that, but
yeah, I mean, I don't churn that much, but when I have, I've made sure that I was able to get a nice chunk of change. Can you cancel purchase on Paul's website? I don't know, because I've never tried.
What's he going to cancel? He wants it all.
Yeah. I mean, there's only 3 things on the website for Boys at Dungeon Lane that I haven't ordered. Okay.
There you go. Remember when a DVD be released in a director's cut? Absolutely. That's, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
This is Marianne. Hello, Yorkie girl. People collect stamps, coins, tickets, action figures. One guy I know collects light bulbs. Yeah, well,
there you go.
Believe it. It's amazing some of the things people collect. And sometimes I watch that show Collector's Call. And on the Collector's Call, somebody collected Snoopy. Anything with Snoopy. The whole house is Snoopy. Somebody collected Bozo the Clown. Everything was Bozo the Clown.
Right. Well, that's just one man's opinion, I guess.
I collected all the 57 Topps hit cards.
Right.
Yep.
So my stepdad just passed earlier this year, and we're going through a lot of stuff. Yeah, thank you. And one thing that we found in one of his closets was, I've got a whole case here of 1990 Fleer baseball cards. It's a big box that probably has 30, 40, 50 boxes of packs of cards in them. So now I need to try to find out. And I'm not a baseball card collector anymore. So now I'm trying to see what I can get for my mom for all of those. Oh, that's insane. The Star Wars collect. Yeah, that's again too. I mean, I wish, that I had all my Star Wars figures from the early 70s. I mean, sorry, from the late 70s, early 80s.
I wish I had that. Sometimes I see people into Star Trek or Star Wars, and they have their whole house, like, it looks like a spaceship. It's like built that way inside. Like, you're walking through corridors and the control room of Star Trek, or whatever what's the word? The bridge. Looks like the bridge of. I mean, God, I wish I had that kind of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Christmas Beatles is one of my wheelhouses. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. And as I was showing those items a little while ago, I was like, oh no, because you get that feeling. This some kind. See, I still will keep things for whatever reason that you think would make any sense to have, but it's sentimental reasons. And I'm going to show you a good idea of one, but I gotta like reach out of there. So I'm gonna show you one idea of something that I have no use for. I hope this doesn't come crashing down, everybody. And I feel it's going to crash down, so listen carefully. Oh, man. Oh, there it goes. La, 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 la. Forget it. Forget it. I can't get it. I can't get it out. I'll just tell you what it is. All right. Okay. It is Vicki Lawrence from the Carol Burnett Show with an 8-track tape of The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, the album. The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia on 8-track, because I hold that thing and it makes me feel like, oh, I remember watching the Carol Burnett Show and I love that song and I was 10 years old when it came out and it was a hit, and you get some kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling. And I'm getting rid of a lot of my 8-tracks, but some of them I might keep the ones that, like this one, McCartney 2.
Well, it's sealed and it's in great shape, so there's no reason to really get rid of it.
You see,
unless you don't want to, move it when you do move,
Well, yeah, sure. Of course, those things are easy enough.
I mean, I might give you a couple bucks for that.
I don't have it handy. Anyway, well, let's see if I can get through. I'm sorry if anybody's still here who has a question or a comment. I want to make sure. Oh, I did a video a long time ago about that German revolver where it was in shrink wrap, and a guy bought it, opened it up, didn't like the sound of the record, and returned it without the shrink wrap. And I made a rant video about it. So I tell you, if you have a collectible like that, keep it sealed, for God's sake. Don't freaking open it if you're going to play it and then return it. So I bought it with the shrink off it. But yeah, boy, Terry's got a lot of observation.
So right here, Joe, this is over 70 T-shirts right here, all McCartney T-shirts.
Yeah, and look at those movies on he's got on him next to him. Look at those movies, that movie collection, and behind you, the Paul McCartney Off the Ground thing. You said you bought a long box. Are you sure that long boxes went in that though? I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Okay, so here's an exclusive for you. So I've had this now for a couple years, like 3 years. And then I also got this press kit Off the Ground thing. Yeah, and it's the CD and cassette and literature is in here, right? So just yesterday, I was kind of hoping that I would have this in time for this show. And here's the long box right here.
Right.
Off the Ground long box. Let's see how it fits, and it looks like it goes right in there like that. And there you go.
Yep. And let me tell you something. I used those long boxes that you just showed.
Right.
I have now I have a thing about. I bought all these albums with the long box, although I don't remember Off the Ground by the time when I bought that when it was new. I think for me that was just a standard CD. Sometimes they were both after a while. At first, I think they were all long boxes because I don't remember buying that in a long box. I don't think when it was first. But regardless, I'm collecting those long boxes. I used to have a closet, not here. I lived when I was living kind of at home. I would take the long boxes, and I didn't throw them out right away, but I had a closet, throw them in a closet. And I had a closet with 40, 50, 60 of these things. Finally, one day when I moved, junked them all. Now talk about collecting. I'm in the collecting mode for the long boxes, solo Beatles and solo Beatles. So I have paid whatever it is, $10, $15 if you're lucky. Some of them could be more, $20 and up. I'm actually collecting those long boxes. And that McCartney display that you have, I have that brand new, never been open in the shipping box.
Yes,
It's too small to put it up. Eventually, I hope to have a place where I can put it together.
Right. Yeah, and you got to keep those shipping boxes because I mean, if you ever want to resell it, then you'll get more money with that shipping box.
Yeah, and I have a couple of Klaus Woman autographs myself. Great guy. I tried to be a collector of Frank Zappa. Can't do it. Well, I've tried to be a listener of Frank Zappa, and I can't do it. They play that crap at my record store a lot.
Same here, buddy. Same here.
But hey, to each his own. Yes. Are men collectors more so than women? I think it's about the top. I don't know. From what I've seen, there's plenty of women on that TV show, the collectors who collect things, but not the same things, maybe.
Hey, listen, shoes. I mean, I know women that have dozens and dozens of shoes. I mean, could that be considered collecting as well?
Yeah. But I mean, I know, like the monkeys, for example, there was a woman on Collector's Call that has a monkeys collection. That's a big thing, is the monkeys,
Yeah.
I love it when someone passes next to kin may just bin their collection. By the way, bin means something different. At least in English, means junk, like garbage, waste.
Yeah.
One man's treasure is another person's trash.
Yeah, but you can reverse that as well.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. A post 70-year-old here, Johnny Ramon. Collecting depends on my wife and family needs first. I'm going to sell the collection if the price is right. I've become that guy, Johnny. I've become close to it. Not, as you can see by the stuff I showed, not 100%. Never going to be 100% because I got the gene, the collector's gene. But man, I've been selling stuff. I used to go to the record store. I hang out at my local record store, and for years, people would come in. Oh, so and so died. Or so-and-so, or just somebody, I'm too old now. I'm done with these. I'm going to sell the whole collection. And I'm like, God, shoot me if that ever happens to me, that I ever get like that. Well, don't do it. Don't do it, anybody. But I'm getting there, Tom, you must have a few thousand movies there. 2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, comic books. I almost went down that rabbit hole again. I got some here I can't get.
And that was I think you can safely say that was my introduction into serious collecting. 14 years old is I had a paper route, and that was like my first collecting thing was comic books. And I did that from maybe 86 all the way through maybe mid 90s.
Mm-hmm. I started collecting comic books, I want to say around 1975.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite, I was a Marvel fan. I like Marvel. I still like DC characters. I like the characters of DC, but I'm a Marvel comic book fan. And I would buy all the new ones on the stand. But even at that age, I was 13 at the time. And what I would do is, I forget what day it was. Either Tuesdays or Thursdays was comic book release day. I'd go to the store. Give me Captain America, Spider-Man, the Hulk,
right.
Thor. I take the new issue, I put them in the plastic, put them in a box, and there were only certain titles that I read.
Yeah.
First and foremost was The Incredible Hulk. That was my favorite comic, still is. I would devour each. As soon as I got it, I would read it like a soap opera. What's going to happen next time? The characters. And Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, when there was only one, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Right.
And later on, they had the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Well, then they had the Web of Spider-Man. Yep.
And all this stuff, right? So I bought them I was always like, collect them all, have them all in the series, one cover after another, have them all. And some of them I didn't even read, just preserve them. I never read Captain America. I never read Thor. I didn't really read Daredevil too much, but I collected and stuff like that. But the Hulk and Spider-Man were the main ones, and Marvel Team Up. Those were the ones I read regularly. But ultimately I sold my comics, and then some people may know, if you watch my videos with my friend Anthony, I've been buying some comics now, but I'm never going to get back to that. It's just not enough money, not enough time, not enough space. But key books, I don't know why. Like I just bought a bunch of The Tomb of Dracula because I'm a horror movie fan, and the artwork's so nice. So the cover. So I'm buying The Tomb of Dracula. I'm collecting that.
Yeah. The thing that I like now about, going back, if I want to, if I have nostalgia for comics or whatever, they're doing the ambience, now where it's just like, it's like, 10 of these.
Thicker than that, right? Some of you can't even open.
Right. So I have a few of those of some of my favorite comic books from the 80s and 90s, so I'm doing that now instead of, getting each individual comic like I used to back in the day.
And I'm glad you mentioned those because I was going to remember to say that. I was starting to get into those things, the omnibus or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
the hardcover.
Yeah.
They take a whole bunch of comics right together and put them in a book. And I was going to do that, which I think it was a more affordable way and not as safe
Right.
space saving way.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and you can save money on those too. I mean, listen, you don't want to go to the comic store or whatever or online. I mean, Amazon, listen, I got just one of the Suicide Squad that was it's like $100 retail, but on Amazon I was able to get it for 64.
Oh,
So
the Unaliving
yeah.
Squad.
Yeah, yes. Oh, did I say a word I wasn't supposed to say?
This is how this
Yeah.
world, it's this crazy
Yeah.
world we live in, folks. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of those cases, the snapper case. I never thought I'd
Yeah.
say I like them. I never thought I would because I couldn't wait to get rid of them. But that happens with some things. You later on, you change your mind. How about your thoughts, Tom, on the steel books?
If that's the only way that I can get a particular movie, then yeah, fine. I got no problem with that. But I don't seek out the steel books. And plus, if it's the exact same one of a regular Blu-ray, then I'm not going to rebuy it just because it's in a steel book.
I don't have many. I don't know if I have about a dozen, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot. And I'm glad I'm not into that because, man, they're
Right.
expensive. They can be expensive, steel books.
Yeah. The latest one I got was Russell Crowe's Master and Commander movie. And I think that was only because you could get it in the steel book.
Collecting 62 years here. Hollywood Bowl 64 was the kickoff. Just imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the steel books, I mean, I love that the cold, soothing steel feel of those.
Right.
That's cool. They're cool, temperature-wise cool, not just cool like this. I never get rid of anything because I have before with movies that I thought I'd never watch. Sure enough, the day comes when I want to watch it. Yeah, that's another thing too. But I always say, people say sometimes, keep 2,000 movies in your house because you never know when you're going to get the urge to watch one. And I say to myself, if I live to be 200 years old, I'll never get the urge. I feel like watching every one of the 2,000 movies, every one. Jaws, I always have, an inkling, time to watch Jaws, or I feel like seeing it, Rosemary's Baby again, or American Graffiti, or whatever it is. But I'm not going to have, I don't, certain movies I don't get the urge. I'll never get the urge. But did you keep all your McCartney 3 albums? Did you get rid of some? I wish I could. I'm looking now. I think I'm looking at the spines. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 7, maybe like 8. Maybe I kept a lot of them then. I don't know how many there were. Yeah, the one snapper case I have is the old 1999 DVD of The Matrix. Never bothered upgrading that.
Yep, had that one too.
I've never seen It's Alive is about the baby. Was I talking about? I've never seen It's Alive, or It Lives Again, I think is the sequel. The guy on YouTube collects pinball machines, another collects jukeboxes. Nice to have money. It's nice to have money and space, Although,
that's
John,
the key. That's the key one right there is, space and how you, are able to store everything.
And hang around, John, if you want to come up to it. I'm going to open this up soon. Okay, I'm just going through the. There you go.
Yeah, I know. I've looked it up. Blood vessel. I've looked that up, but we'll see what I can do.
Tom, do you ever purge anything from your collection?
I have purged many a thing. Comics, I've purged my whole collection of comics. When I switched over to Blu-ray, I purged all of my DVDs. I purged all of my VHSs when I started buying DVD. I've purged a lot of things. Yes.
Tom, how about purging some of those Paul McCartney 45s from around the world that you're getting?
Never. And now that Joe mentioned it, yeah, I mean, I still collect those 45s around the world. It's one of my passions lately. And this one that I got recently, I really love this one. And this is from Greece. And this is for Rock Show. And, so this is one of the things that I really love to collect. So there you go. Wings Rock Show from Greece, 45. But it's got to have a picture sleeve in order for me to get it. And then also, if it's related to Paul had something to do with the song, I'll pick it up like this song right here. I'm the Urban Spaceman, the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. It was, let me find it here. It was produced by, let me see, Apollo C. Vermouth. Do you know who Apollo C. Vermouth? Do you know, Joe?
Oh.
Let's see if anybody. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you asked me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Apollo C. Vermouth.
Yeah. Back in the day where you couldn't do anything on anybody else's record as your legal name, I guess.
Does anybody know who Bernard Webb is? Do you, Tom?
Isn't that Paul as well?
Are you just guessing, or
what's that? I was looking up aliases, and I think that was one of them too.
Well, it was Paul, but do you know for what?
Yeah. Was it for hotel stay or something like that?
It was for the record Woman, called Woman.
Woman, yes, that's right. For Bernard Webb. Yeah, that's right. That's
which is a great song, I think. But anyway, right. I just found a couple more records to give you an example. This is the stuff I'm talking about here. All right. Now, I love the Munsters. So I have this. Now, I'm getting rid of records left and right. Some of them are not worth a dime. But for some reason, I want this. What can I tell you? Lily Munster, And I was talking about Vicki Lawrence before. Well, let me show you this. I mean, here's the album, okay? The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. Now, I love that song. It's my childhood. But I have to tell you, one time when I was doing one of my first-time vinyl spins, I played the whole album. And I was surprised that I liked the album. She actually can, she can sing. She sings well.
Right. And
she does stuff on here like Killing Me Softly with his song is on here. Little Green Apples is on here. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. I mean, she's no Cher, but, it's on here as well. And this is the kind of thing, and there's some, I grew up with the Carol Burnett show. There it is. Probably had a crush on Vicki when I was a kid. Well,
didn't she do Mama's Place too, or something like that? What was it called?
You mean the show, Mama?
Yeah,
Mama's Family.
Mama's Family, or something.
Which actually, that started as a skit on the Carol Burnett show. It was a skit, right? With Carol Burnett and Ari Corman, and then it turned into a TV show. But Carol Burnett wasn't in the TV show, neither was Ari Corman. So, I wasn't interested. But I'm showing those because that's an example of two items that, for nostalgic reasons, that I would keep. A lot of other vinyl I'm going to get rid of because if I want to play anything, I'll just play them. Got something else to show you. I'll just play the CDs usually. But yet I'm still interested personally in 45s. I want to keep 45s because I like to spin those one after the other after the other.
I've been getting a few from the 80s lately too. Some of my favorite songs from the 80s actually. Yeah. Let's
do one more here. Famous Monsters of Filmland. This is a magazine that came out in 1958, and they went all the way to 1983, I think, 82 or 83. And I love monster movies, and here's some very early issues. This is the second issue, very expensive, very limited. I had to buy one that was, torn because can't find them.
Anytime you collect a series, you always want to get the second issue. Sometimes the second issue can be one of the more valuable copies of any collection. Yep.
I did not know that. Well, but you see, that's something I'm still on a mission to get all those, because all I got to do is look at the covers, and I look at the through the magazines of those. But right there, all of a sudden, I'm 9 years old. I'm 10 years old. It's just something that makes me feel good, So and those reasons are right, Tom, they're individual.
Yeah.
They're all subjective. Why we
Right.
want what we want.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And that's okay.
do you think with Dungeon Lane, the Third Man Records white label will be the most sought after?
It'll be one because it is one of the very few versions that are out that are sold out.
Okay, this is interesting. A couple of years ago, Mazzy was giving away a box full of CD long boxes. Yes, giving away to whoever wanted them. Damn it. Damn it. I wonder how many people have old technology, cables, floppy disks, etc.
Well, it's funny because I do have that. Give my regards to Broad Street game that, and I think it is on a floppy disk.
Oh, look at it! You could find anything in a drawer. Look what I found. Speaking of Kiss, and speaking of somebody we miss.
Oh yes,
Beans.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tribute to Beans.
Yep.
Yeah. I miss Beans. He was a lot of fun.
Beans was fantastic.
Big Kiss fan. Remember, I used to go on and sing, I know a thing or two about her.
Those were some fun nights, my friend.
I used to at that time, I didn't know the exact words, so I used to go,
right.
I know everything there is to know about her. Like I'd say it wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, we had some fun.
Beatles comics in the 90s.
Yeah, there was that 6 or 8 issue run. It was okay. All
right. I'm gonna put out a link now for anybody that's watching that, any of our friends. And so if I don't know you really, I'm a little leery.
I think that was from Rock and Roll Comics. They specialized in bands or artist bios.
Will they make a Get Back CD or vinyl at all? What do you mean, the Peter Jackson movie? I don't think so. It's on Spotify. Maybe talking about a bootleg? What are we talking about with that? I'm a little mixed up.
Yeah.
We got our first guest to join us, Tom. And that would be John. Are you ready, John? I always want to make sure they're ready because he went off. He was on and off in the bottom. So I'll wait for you, John, to come up again. What do you think will happen to the Ed Sullivan Theater now that Colbert ended the Late Show? I say they turned it into an Ed Sullivan Beatles Museum. Well, I certainly hope that it's still around, and I still hope they do something positive with it because it's history, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to this John again. Can you hear me, John? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me because I can't hear you. There it is. I'll put you up here. Let's see how we do. What I see, I saw star. Wow. Oh, you said, wait a minute.
Hold on. Let me turn this off. Hold on. I got to turn one thing off.
Okay. You can, I'll let you out then or.
Okay. How's that?
You're good.
Okay,
you're good.
You have to turn off the other live stream or whatever. The other.
Yes. Yeah. As soon as you hit that link. Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'm as guilty as anybody else when it comes to collecting. I have stuff everywhere. I got, and I can grab a few items right now. And
sure.
I have stuff around the house. I got stuff in storage.
Right.
I've been collecting for many years. I'll grab a couple of items if you want to see them.
Okay. Oh, yeah, please do. I'm looking for somebody down there that I don't recognize, and it says device is not connected. I don't know who this is. I don't think I know who it is, so I can't just put anybody up. Sorry, but yeah, John, sure. You want me to take you off camera till you get back, or you want to take yourself off? You could do that.
Yeah, let me try this. I'm still learning.
There's a camera image. There you go.
There you go. Yep.
And you could turn the mic off too if you wanted, in case you say "oh shit" or fart or something. Yeah, James Anderson is not coming up. All right, because I think it even says device is not connected. Do you guys have a preference for storage, shelving, boxes, cases, folders? It depends what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, for my record, I mean, I like that. There's these shelving units at IKEA that I get for my records that I tend to like. These Blu-ray shelves I got on Amazon. So
Yeah, but like for a shelf, like I got bookcases here, but
right.
I like shelves, of course, for movies,
Right.
CDs, records, movies. Okay, what do you got, John?
So I've kept one item since I was a kid from the 60s, okay? This is my Captain Action doll.
Oh, what's that? I
Yeah.
don't know Captain Action.
Well, it was one of those figures you could move his arms and legs and all that. I still have the box for this. These go, I don't know, they're not too valuable, but still they go for good money. So there's one item I've kept for at least 60 years now. I couldn't let it go.
Wow.
And it still looks in good condition.
Yeah.
It's a little dirty, a little dusty because it's on the shelf. But there he is, Captain Action.
And sometimes you'll see things like that, like it's missing one of the props or it's missing a shoe.
Right. No, this is complete. I never bought the other costumes that you could change him into other costumes, but this is an original costume. And as you can see, he looks in good shape. Got the gun and the sword. You can move his arms. But yeah, there you go. I've kept this like 60 years at least.
Sure.
Okay, so I got some other things here to show you. Now, Joe, you mentioned 8-track tapes, right?
Yeah.
So before 8 tracks, there was 4-track tapes. Okay. So I've got the Beatles Sgt. Pepper on 4-track.
That's got to be rare. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Look at, see the hole in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4-track player, when you put in the player, a little wheel would pop up into this hole and it would spin the tape. And that would spin the tape and you could hear the music. And there was only 2 sides to it, just side 1 and side 2 of the record. Mm-hmm. And in some ways it was better than 8-track because 8-track would interrupt the song sometimes.
Yes.
But, yeah. So I got Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's. I got some more here. I got the black and white. I'm sorry, the White Album, parts 1 and 2 on 4-track. They're both 4-track. So, and I don't play these because, and believe it or not, I actually have a 4-track player in the garage, but it's not working. Got the Doors first album, 4-track, which is kind of cool. Love the Doors. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? 4-track.
Very nice. Very cool.
Yeah, so I've had these for, 50 plus years now. And I do have Sgt. Pepper's on 8-track.
Yeah, I've got a lot of the 8-tracks that I have. Those I have.
And you know what? I do have Sgt. Pepper's on reel-to-reel.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah. I have some reel-to-reels also. Well, you know, if you want to go and look for later, that's fine. You know,
hey, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, I can go throughout the house and find all types of all these different items.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know.
Yeah, well, anytime we're going to try to do more of these shows. I see we have someone else in the wings. Mr. in the wings, do you hear me? He did, and he went away. So I don't know. Hey, it's hard being a host. I do the best I can here. He's off camera now. I don't know, but keep trying. What is John's main collecting theme? Do you have one?
Records. I like records.
That's your main thing. And laser discs, you know, I showed some laser discs.
Yeah, I don't play the laser discs. I have 2 players. They're not working, so I don't know if I'll ever fix them, but I do have the laser disc. And I even have some videotapes that I kept because they're just I like the cover art, they're in pristine condition. Yeah. So I still have some on a shelf.
I'm going to get one that I still have if I can just get them out of a moment. I got more than one, but.
Yeah, I mean, like those early DVDs, the cover art on VHSs were really cool too.
Yeah. Well, I was showing some laser discs. I don't know if you saw them, Tom, on the last show. I showed some laser discs. The nice 12-inch by 12-inch covers, and the cover art is really nice.
Yeah.
And so those I can frame. Put them on the wall if I want. I'm not watching the movies. I now have the movies on DVD. So.
Right.
I'm seeing we have George in the wings. Let me know when you're set up, George. But I can't hear you. But you can just give me the thumbs up when you think you're ready. Guys, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'll let you up in a moment. First, I want to show you. This is amazing to me. I'm happy about this because I collected VHS tapes first. To me, I couldn't believe as a kid who had Super 8 millimeter, and I got some of those back there I could show you too. Super 8 millimeter silent. Some of them didn't have sound, and some did. They were on the reels, and you'd watch them on your projector, and they'd have subtitles on the bottom. It was cool. Some of them they were only like 10 minutes long. Some of them, an abridged version of a 90-minute movie or 2-hour movie, 10 minutes. That's all you had. Then they started with Betamax, which I never got into, and VHS. And for VHS, I remember I bought a movie before I even had a player, because at the time I got my first player. I was 19 years old, and they were very expensive. I remember how much I spent on my first. Well, this is 1982 now. My first player. And that was one of the top loaders where you press a button and the top pops up, like springs up. You stick the tape in and snap it down. And it was amazing. I watched what I'm going to show you. First I ever had movie. I watched it on a little 13-inch black and white TV at the time. But just to have it, I was in my bedroom. To watch something in a tape on your own TV was incredible. And it was this. This is the first, you probably know or can guess, maybe. This is the first movie of any kind I owned. Although I would go on to have hundreds of VHS tapes, hundreds of thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays, this is the very first item I ever had. And I love that I still have it. And I had this, I bought this from a store. This is in 1982, $749 it cost me for the player. $749 in 1982. It's a lot now. Yeah. Okay, but I was living at home. I wasn't paying rent at the time. So I mean, I had a job and I saved it. But I had this first. And yeah, a magnetic video of Let It Be. And this I got because they had a video store that was called Video Shack. Some people may remember Video Shack. I'm going to bring George up too. Sorry, George, so you can get into this if you want. Hi, George.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. Well, for those of you who remember Video Shack, it was a rental place. You had to leave a credit card. For those who don't know, I think you leave your credit card or deposit. I didn't have a credit card. I was 19. So what I did was I had to leave like a $50 deposit, cash. And then you could take a movie home. And then you watch it and then get your $50 back. And I bought this used. They had this $60 it was. $60 used in 1982. Okay, Let It Be.
Wow.
And I'll always keep this because it's an example. Do I need this? No, I don't need this. But am I ever going to watch this again? No, not anymore. But it's sentimental value because it's the first.
Oh yeah.
The very first unit I ever owned from any video or disc or anything. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Memories.
Well, if I may, Mr. Mayo and everyone else on the panel, I just wanted to give my 2 thoughts on collecting. I have been collecting music memorabilia since I was 12 years old, and that's been over 50 years ago, and it is a huge part of my life. Huge. I don't drink, no drugs, just work, family, and collecting. The collection has grown. I try to label everything. At times, my wife, what are we gonna do with all this when you're gone? I said, for all I care, get a dumpster, back it up, and do whatever. I'm gone, but I am enjoying the hell out of it right now. Just enjoying it. Come into my little slice of heaven here in my room. Spin records, CDs, go through the collection, make notes. And now being a little more active on YouTube and shows like this, it just adds so much more where I can post it, share it, talk about music with others. And it's again, a huge part of my life. In fact, if I can show you something here real quick. Sure. I just rolled out a few posters that I had on my bedroom wall when I was 14, 15, and 16 years old. They're not in the best condition, but I did straighten them out. Can you see this Kiss one here?
Oh, there you go.
Yep. This one here is from 1975.
Can I?
I
I
mean,
was gonna blow it up. I'm gonna blow it up. Okay.
oh, okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
this one here, yeah, it's from 1975. You could tell the edges, little pinholes.
Yeah.
This one also from 75. Now, mind you, these were on my bedroom wall when I was 15. I have this Alice Cooper here. This was
don't let Danny see that one.
yeah, this was a store.
Danny.
This was a store promotional that was sent to the library I worked at as a kid, and the librarian gave it to me.
Nice.
And then, of course, I've had this one on my wall since I was 14. So 4 seasons.
Nice.
But anyway, collecting is just, again, it's a huge part of my life. I'll never stop. Let me spin through my room real quick. This is just a part of the room. I'll go a little slow. Yeah, I know it looks messy, but
Hey, all of our rooms look like that to a point.
but I try to keep it organized, everything in binders. This is all my 4 season stuff here, all up in there, some stuff there. And I even went to my ceiling too.
I love it.
Nice.
Anyway, nice. Just all music memorabilia. That's what I do.
Well, I did spot a Tupac Shakur thing back there. Tupac.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tupac,
Yes. That belonged to my son. He didn't want it. He had that in his room when he was a teenager, and I didn't want to throw it out, so I kept it.
Well, George, I love your attitude with that, and that's the attitude that I always had, or used to have. I think I still will have, because I'm trying my best. But see, I always say, if I was in a place that was big enough, and that was going to be the place I'm going to live the rest, foreseeably the rest of my life, then I'd probably let you do all that too. I mean, I have a lot in here. I have stuff, like I said, standees, displays that are still in boxes that I can't put together because I don't have the room yet. But I think I would do that too. I'd hold on to a lot more stuff if I had a big house and I was just gonna probably die in there, hopefully very old age. Then in that case, I probably would let it go.
Right. Early on in the show, you had mentioned my name. 4 Seasons, Frankie Valli. Yes, that's again. The 4 Seasons in Valley are to me what McCartney and the Beatles are to most of you up there. Plain and simple. But I am a huge fan of the Beatles, John Lennon, but not like you guys. And I watch your shows, Tom's shows, because I enjoy hearing the passion that you collectors have for your favorite artists. And it's just, I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of it. I just picked this up at a record show 2 months ago because this album by Lennon, I think, came out when I was 19 or 20, and I was surprised to see it. It's a store display. I don't know if you could see it.
Oh yeah, I have that. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
A little pocket down there for the singles, and I got it at a pretty good price. But again, it just takes me back to a period in my life where it's just a different time, and looking at that automatically takes me back, and I love it.
They're very collectible, and people are always looking for those.
You can find those, I think, relatively easy. I don't know if it was a warehouse. You can find that particular thing fairly easy, I think. I mean, I got mine online. You can barely see it, but it's up there.
Right.
Oh,
and
okay.
I want to say about it is, let me see if I blow it up. You could see it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, but they're very collectible.
Nice.
But let me tell you, before Tom, looks like Tom's getting something ready. What I was going to say is, with that John Lennon display, in 1980, when we heard that John was recording again, we didn't have the internet. And I remember there were some pictures of him in the paper with very long hair, and he was in the studio. It wasn't like today where, you just go on the internet and there's all these photos and you get a scoop of the album cuts and all this stuff. So it was like, what does John look like? What does John look like? And then I remember going into the store and there was that display in there. And for some reason, I'm trying to think, like, it's a display for the 45, really, the single. But I'm trying to think, like, what I remember. I hadn't heard the 45 yet, so I don't know how I saw it. But it was in a record store, Record World, or one of those stores, or Sam Goody or something. And it's on the counter by the cash register. And I'm looking, and there's the picture of John and Yoko standing there, which would be featured on the back of the Double Fantasy album cover. And I remember saying,
Wow.
I was so excited. Like, that's it. That's how he looks now. It hit me like that's still his John. I haven't seen him in 5 years. That's
Yeah.
That's how he looks now. He looks like he's gotten a little older, but still he's got this hair and everything. I remember thinking that moment, that you didn't see it on the computer. You hadn't seen up now in the articles what he looked like. Just
Right.
just some newspaper ones with the long hair
Yeah.
of recording. Then he cut it, whatever. And that holds a special memory to me too.
Yeah.
That
I'm sure.
The display pieces, they're nice, and then then you start seeing other things like promotional pieces, okay, and those are really cool too. And I got here a promotional frisbee for a radio station that just happens to have Paul
off the
McCartney
ground.
off the ground.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. See, that's nice. That is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
pick something like that up.
Right. And
That's
these are
nice.
just things that you might not necessarily know that are out there, but then when you see them, your eyes are just, you're deer in headlights, and you're just like,
Well, eBay,
gotta have it.
and eBay has really changed a lot in the
Yeah.
collecting world since the early 2000s or late 90s when I was buying stuff. There was stuff people thought were rare. All of a sudden, there's 100, 200 of them out
right.
there.
Right.
And I mean, I've done my fair share of buying on eBay some just really rare pieces.
Right.
Just some
Right.
good
Yeah,
stuff.
it seems like I guess the sky is the limit. If you have the money, you could buy actual instruments, whatever of musicians. If you got the money, it's there. The stuff is there.
Oh yeah,
There's-
it just depends on your pocketbook.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You can. Yeah. There's a store here in LA called Rockaway Records.
Oh
They
yeah.
sell records there and collectible memorabilia. And
Yep.
they have stuff in a glass case. They got Beatles stuff, and they got a lot more affordable stuff too. Like $50 items. So you walk in there and you salivate over this stuff, and once in a while I'll buy something, stuff I can afford. But they have, like Beatles, autographed Beatles records, But again, how much do you want to spend, and how badly do you need it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah.
used to shop there all the time when they had the store open. Now it's by
Yeah.
appointment only.
Well, do you
Oh
live
yeah, I
here?
bought a lot.
Where
What's
do you
that?
live, George? Where do you live?
Right here, borderline, LA County, Orange County, 2 blocks. I'm in Orange County. Come back, LA County.
Okay, I'm in Pasadena.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Beautiful area of California.
Yeah,
Pasadena.
so there's so many stores. I was at Amoeba Records yesterday, and I bought a few items. So yeah, there's so many places, eBay, and record stores. You could find a lot of memorabilia. It's
Yeah.
there if you want it.
Yep, exactly. I remember 50 plus years ago, go to Hollywood Boulevard a lot with my friend, Sunset Boulevard, and it was record store after bookstore, Tower Records. Then there was one Saturday a month at midnight, Capitol Records had a
Oh.
huge record swap meet in their
Yes.
parking lot.
Yes.
Radio DJs would go take everything of the day. I mean, there was just about anything you could find. I was going since 1976.
Okay.
And you'd find billboards, promo copies, I mean, I'd go just about every month for at least
Yeah.
2 to 3 years straight.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking over 50 years ago. In
Right.
fact,
Right.
I have these that I bought out there, the American Top 40.
Okay. Yeah. Those are nice.
And they're good, but if you go on eBay now, you're looking at over $100. I was buying these at $5 a pop.
Right.
$5
yeah.
a pop.
Yeah. Yeah. Back then, the prices were more affordable. I mean, compared to now.
Well, it's not that. Well, yeah, I will agree, more affordable. But then again, stuff we were buying that was brand new then is now 50 plus years old now.
Yeah.
So
I went to that Capitol record swap meet a few times also. And bought
you
records.
did?
Yes.
Oh,
I went.
yeah.
I remember those days. Yeah.
Oh, it was great. I mean, I'd be there till 3, 4 in the morning just shopping. Oh,
Yeah.
God, it was great.
Yeah,
And,
did
and
you
I
ever-
still have a lot of the stuff I purchased back then.
Did you ever go to PCC, the Pasadena City College?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yep,
another
yep.
place. Yeah.
Yep. That's a good
so-
one. Back in the 80s, 90s,
Yeah,
early
yeah.
2000s. Yeah,
So-
I mainly swing by the Orange County one. In fact,
Right.
I've run into the wax a few times.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Rob. Rob
Yeah.
is
I do.
everywhere.
I do want to say real quick that that amoeba, that Paul McCartney amoeba yellow is still available on their website. So there's no reason for anybody to have to pay $255 for it on eBay.
Yeah.
You know, when Terry here says George is correct, watching other people talking and collecting is infectious. It is, because like while he's talking, I'm thinking maybe I better keep collecting big. And then Tom shows that frisbee, and that's the kind of thing, like I'm thinking that right now I don't have to go overstocking a lot of trinkets like that anymore. And I'm thinking he shows that frisbee, and I'm like, oh, I want that. So I really don't know. Like this thing here, which I've shown before. Flaming pie oven mitt.
Wow.
Oh God, you see that? You see that? That is nice.
I mean, I've almost ordered that on his website like 20 times, and then there was a Zippo too with the flaming pie on there that I wanted to buy as well. But then you take it for granted that it's always going to be there, and then when you actually want to buy it, then you go on the website and then it's gone.
No, that's
when it comes to collecting records or whatever, if there's something you see that you want, buy it.
Exactly.
If you hesitate, it may be gone. Then it's
gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
That's happened to me a few times. I'll leave it, drive home next day. It's why didn't I get it? Why didn't I go back? It's gone. So I'll just pick it up. The hell.
It's happened to all of us, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Very true.
There's the 1993 McCartney in Southern California.
It was a fantastic show. Look, he did Another Day on there. A bunch of songs from Off the Ground. It was a really good show.
I've listened just real quick, Mr. Mayo. I've listened to a lot of shows, Mr. Mayo, and
Mr. Mayo.
Joe. Well, I like Joe.
No. If you like the Mr. Mayo.
I only know you by Mr. Mayo. A lot of controversy with the way Paul McCartney sounds. Now, again, you guys are huge McCartney fans. I like Paul McCartney. He's not my number one. He is not my all-time favorite, but I could never discredit one of the greatest songwriters, musicians of our time. And just a lot, he sounds like this, he sounds like that. I mean, aren't you just glad to see him on stage? It's like with the whole Frankie Valli. I mean, there's a lot of crap going on with Frank. The lip syncing to this. Number one, I'm not going to get into it with anybody about that. I like him. That's all that counts. On my channel, I do not belittle the artist. Plain and simple. Whether he's singing or not, he is my number one favorite artist. I do like Paul McCartney, but again, to see him on stage, it's like, my God. The history this man has made the force in the music business. I mean, just to see him up there. And yeah, he sounds older. Well, hell, the guy's 84, 85. What's wrong with that? I mean,
I don't know. I'd like to know.
He brings joy. He brings joy to a lot of people.
Sure, exactly.
You opened the can of worms a little bit, but I want to, because anytime there's an opportunity for me to give a little my view of it, because I've been getting better about that. The whole thing with me is, everything you said that people often say, George, they say, look, aren't you glad he's still alive? Aren't you glad he's still here? We have him. God, thank God. I agree. A million percent. And, but I feel like there's, because I have this channel, I feel like I have to kind of review or give my opinion of a show or something.
Sure.
So every time he appears, like these shows that he's done recently, when he was on Saturday Night Live and Colbert, I still have that thing in me. It's Paul fucking McCartney. Anytime he's up there,
exactly.
I am thrilled. I am thrilled. But if I'm reviewing it, I have to say, well, this song, just say, this song, Days We Left Behind. Oh, I love that. Was good. And Coming Up, I think he acquitted himself. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Handled himself very, very well on that. And so I loved Help when he did Help.
Sure. Oh,
and
God.
I'm like a little kid. I was 3 years old when I loved the song Help. I had the record. But as being like fair about it, though, I say, well, his voice is warbly, but I don't care, because I was having a great time watching him crack up when Will Ferrell was doing more cowbell and playing the cowbell.
Right.
And laughing. I love that. That made me have a whole different, even more than ever, appreciation. So I'm always happy to see him. But I just feel like I'm just trying to be honest. That doesn't mean it's a deal breaker for me, but I'm just
right.
well,
If a person's still putting themselves out there, no matter how long they've been putting themselves out there, and yes, we're happy, but that still doesn't excuse them from being criticized if you don't like something that they do.
But what do people expect an 85-year-old man to sound like?
I have the answer.
And an 85-year-old man.
I have the answer. I have the answer. It's just a guess here, okay? I'm being kind about it. I'm playing it from devil's advocate, from the people that are very critical, and the people some people are downright nasty. I'd like to, if I want to say, well, if I want to evaluate it and think that they're not that good here, I like to try to do it in a decent way, not like that guy, he sucks or whatever it is, like a lot of people do. But with the people, devil's advocate in their minds, when people ask them, well, the guy's going to be 84, what do you expect an 84 man to do or sound like? They might say, don't do it. Don't sing like, what do you expect? Of course, he sounds rough. He's 84. Some people may say in their minds, well, then don't perform anymore. Period. But it's up to what he wants to do, and it's up to what people are paying, right, and going to sold out venues to see him, and they're all leaving saying we don't give a shit how the man sounds. We still love it, and that's the way I'll put it is, for me, I know I'm going on, but it's a balancing act for me, because I'm trying to be fair, trying to be critical where I feel I have to say, but at the same time, I would rather him be here, period, doing it. And that's really what it comes down to. And I say, this is the long thing. Again, I was with him from when he was 3 years old, when I was 3 years old, not Paul was 3, me, when I was 3. And I had the records. I had the Help 45. I had We Can Work It Out, Day Tripper, and Hey Jude when that came out. I went to school, and I remember loving Silly Love Songs when he had that. And I followed him throughout my whole life. And we were, Paul and I, age-wise, are 10 years apart. So I'm just 10 years behind him. 20 years. I'm sorry. I can't do the right math. I'm getting bad. 20 years behind him. So I'm 20 years behind him, but we've aged together. Now, sometimes, George, I'm of the mind that, okay, I accept him like this. I've been there from when I was, 3 and he was like 23. Now I'm 64. He's going to be 84. I accept it. I'm kind of like taking the journey with him, and I've been there the whole time. And sometimes I have that mindset. I just try to balance it, is what I try to.
I understand, and I guess I'm of the mindset. Look, I'm not the type of fan you and maybe Tom are in regards to Paul McCartney. Me, there's no way I would. And I'm just saying for myself, honestly, I can't put that man down, because again, he is a force in music. And now I'm going by his track record, everything he's done. I mean, his music out of the 70s, Silly Love Songs and stuff like this. I love that music, even though back then I enjoyed the hell of it. But I always thought to myself, just my opinion, he sounds so common now compared to what he was doing with the Beatles. But you know what? It was Paul McCartney. And I love the stuff. I bought the albums and whatever was out. Then I started slowing down after coming up, because that's a huge favorite. But again, just his track record alone. And like I said, I'm not the kind of fan Mr. Mayo is, or Tom, or maybe the other gentleman, but he is a force in the music industry, and he's still on stage. I mean, I won't say bigger than Elvis, but artistically, I will say surpassed Elvis, because Elvis was not a songwriter.
Right.
Yeah.
McCartney's a songwriter. I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, when I critique these, I say, okay, he sounded great on this song, a little rough on that song. Doesn't mean I'm overlooking his contribution. for
Right,
60
right.
years. That's got nothing to do with it, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can still criticize and not and still be positive at the same time is something that I like to try to do. I mean, you
Right.
see some people that will just keep beating a dead horse over this. I mean, some of these comments that you've seen for the last 10 years or so on Facebook, it's just like we know what you're gonna say. We
Well, in
know.
all fairness, here's how I play
Yeah,
both sides of the
yeah,
fence.
yeah.
We know what they're going to say, Tom, the commenters,
Right.
right? The commenters also know what you're going to say and what I'm going to say, and the other
Not always.
supporters are
Not
gonna say.
always.
Well,
Not
I
always.
should give myself a little more credit because with me,
Yeah.
you don't know what I'm going to say.
Right.
You
Now-
don't know whether I'm going to
Right.
come down hard on something or whether I'm going to like
Right.
it. So,
Yeah.
you don't know
Now-
with me because
Now on his Saturday night performances, I will say he did sound very smooth. Where I started thinking, well, there's some not trickery, but something going on with the mic, maybe a little auto tune, because he sounded very smooth. But I don't care either way. I don't care. He just sounded a lot smoother than some of his most recent concerts, and good. Whatever he's doing with the mic, good for him. Good for him.
Yes.
and if he needs assistance, I don't mind that at this age he needs help. I mean, the way I look at it is you have a grandfather, you love your grandfather, you grow up with your grandfather. As he starts getting older in his 80s, maybe you got to grab his arm a little, help him a little bit. I don't mind that the band is singing with him, that he has a woman on the back to help reach some of those notes for him.
That's okay.
It's fine with me.
That's
It really
fine.
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'll point it out. I'll say as a matter of like news or, filling people in on how it was, I'll say, well, they had this there. Abe, the drummer, wasn't there, so that he couldn't do it. So they
Right.
had the woman there. I'll say that as part of like a report or a news.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But
All right,
anyway,
listen.
gentlemen, I'm gonna head out. Thank
Gentlemen,
you for allowing me on the show. You guys are great. Again, like I said yesterday in a comment, it was Mr. Mayo who I don't know if the word is encouraged me, but really influenced me to actively start my channel
Yeah.
about 3 years
Right.
ago. And again, you guys are great. You guys are
Yes.
great.
Thank you, George.
thank you.
Right, George.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
George.
and I commend you, Mr. Mayo. Nothing against what's your buddy's name, the rough guy.
Danny?
Danny?
Nothing against Danny. I love those shows, and I commend you for tolerating him.
It means a lot for you because look, if Danny's watching, I know he is. I love Danny. Let me tell you, he is a
I know
sweet
you
guy.
do.
He's a sweet guy. It just drives me nuts sometimes, like anybody that you love in your family, or could or something like that.
The one
But-
thing I don't get is his thoughts on zombie movies and respecting the dead. And I'll leave it at that. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, you gentlemen take care now. I'm going to figure out how to get my face off of here, okay?
Oh yeah, go on the bottom where it says "Leave Studio" on the bottom.
Okay, great.
Just say "Leave"
Okay.
on the bottom.
All right. Take care, gentlemen. Be
Okay,
well.
thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank
And
you.
keep on collecting.
Yes.
I will. Just a little less, but I will.
Yeah, okay. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. And Joe, thank you for having me on. I got to get going as well.
Okay.
Please continue the conversation.
I'm
Thank
going
you,
to
everybody.
continue for a little while because we
Yeah.
got time for just
We're just-
we got time for just 30, 40 more
40
questions.
more
all right?
questions. Okay.
I can't find the button. George can't find the button.
Right.
It says "Leave Studio." There it is.
There
George,
he
you're
goes.
still on. You're still on, George.
No, it's that orange little
It's
block.
the
down
orange
there at the
button. I don't know
bottom.
if you. I don't
Yeah.
want him to say anything he might not want to say or
Yeah.
take his pants
Yeah.
off or anything.
John,
But,
good seeing you again.
All right, Tom. You take care.
Hopefully see you soon. And Joe,
All right.
What George says, yeah, I mean, part of me being on YouTube too is thanks to you and with your videos as well. So, and I want you to know that I cherish your friendship, and I'm glad that we've been able to do all these things together over the last 8 years or so. So, take care, buddy.
Hey, Tom. Take care.
All right, Tom. See you soon.
Soon.
The movie show tomorrow. I hope maybe. He went up before it had a chance to say yes or no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm available right now because my wife's at work. She hasn't gotten home yet, so I got some free time.
And my significant other is at work too, but I have to leave to pick her up in about no more than 25 minutes.
Okay, you let me know. We'll end the show.
Yeah. I'm going to keep going a little bit. I have the thing out there for anybody, the link, if we have about 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
would you guys enjoy being a curator for a music or movie museum? I'm not into that, but what about you?
Oh, I don't know. It's you know what? I have so many things to do. I don't have time for that. We collect the stuff, and I have plenty of records to listen to, and movies to watch, and books to read. So that takes time. Also, I have plenty of things to do.
Have you seen that scene in the movie High Fidelity? Well, it's not in the movie, where an ex-wife gives her estranged husband's record collection to the shop owner. His jaw drops as he sees all the rare stuff he had collected.
Yeah.
It's a great scene, but it's a deleted scene.
Right.
It's in the extras.
Yeah. I like that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great scene. Beverly D'Angelo is the scorned wife or whatever that's angry and wants to give this stuff away, even though there's some gems in there. I think that's the point.
That's because her husband is in Jamaica with her daughter's girlfriend, and she knows that. So she wants to get even with him.
To
sell his collectible records. And what's interesting is I talked to a record store owner about that scene, and he said that in real life, if he was called to a store or any other record store owner were called to a house to buy records, they would buy them. They would not be like John Cusack, where he just only took 2 records.
Well, I think he says in the scene, he does say he wants to give some money.
Yeah. But in real life, they would buy them. They would buy the entire.
I'll tell you something else in real life. I think most of the time is she keep the money for herself. Maybe maybe get the money and just pocket it or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But so it's a good movie. I like that movie.
Well, I know some of these comments were like a long time ago. Like this is almost an hour ago because we were talking.
Yeah.
So Tom's not here, but no, I don't care about what's the most valuable or anything. At least maybe sometime I would, but I still have all my Welcome Back Beatles books. I have a lot of magazines, a lot of Beatles magazines, and those might go too. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not aware. They're in a closet. I've moved several times in my life. They're in a box. They're in a closet. They're in another closet. Another closet. Another closet. It's like
It's a lot of stuff after a while, and it's okay to downsize. It's okay, Just keep the very valuable stuff or stuff that you can't let go.
Yeah, stuff that means a lot to you. For like those things I showed that for whatever reason give me a jolt of pleasure, of happiness.
Yeah.
The entire Beatle card collection in 1984, are they worth anything? I don't know if there were different kinds of Beatle cards. I don't know if you talk about the black and white series from the 60s or the color series from the 60s or the ones that came out in the 90s.
I actually had a few of those original black and white baseball cards of the Beatles, and I only had a small handful, maybe 10 or 15, maybe 10.
Yeah.
I sold them to Rockaway because I had no need for them. It was not a complete set.
Yeah.
So I sold them. I took credit.
That's a good example, John. I mean, for all the collecting I've done, I've never had a complete set of the original Beatles cards.
Right.
At times I thought, maybe whatever it is, maybe they charge $200 for a whole set or something like that. I don't know what it is. And I thought maybe I should do that. But now that's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm at where why? What am I going to do with those at this age? I don't know. Although if I did get them, I would probably have one of those photo binders that have sleeves where you could put them all in the sleeves. And,
right.
But what am I going to do? I used to say when I retire now, I'll do it all. I'll have it all. I just bought 90 movies.
Right.
I'm retired. Perfect time. I put 2 on so far, the 90.
Right. Well, I don't know. I find that even though I'm retired, I still have plenty to do. I have plenty of things to do. So, keep what you got, what you really want to keep, and get rid of what you don't need.
Do you think we'll get a White Album movie this year? I know there's supposedly there's footage of them and the White Album era stuff in there, but I haven't heard any updates. Let's put it that way. Did you have a Blockbuster? I always had Blockbusters near me wherever I lived, but when they were around.
Can I say something about Blockbuster?
Yeah.
I actually, while I was still working at the post office, I took a part-time job at Blockbuster for a while, just for the fun of it, make extra money, and be in a video store. But I did it for a few months, no more than a year. And they said, well, since you work here, you can rent movies for free. Okay. So the thing is, I was working a full-time job and a part-time job. I had very little time to watch movies. So I think I might have checked out of just a few movies and didn't have time to watch all the free movies I wanted. I just couldn't, you
Yeah.
know. So but I got a few free items from the store, promotional memorabilia that would promote movies. And like I got a Rocky Horror Picture Show poster for the videotape that when it came out. I have one of those posters. I have another 48 hours clock from the movie. I have an actual clock that they had, and a few other posters and stuff. So I mean, it was kind of fun working there, but it didn't last too long. It's just
I know some of those. I have some movie prop things too, which is cool.
Yeah.
From back in the 80s or so and early 90s, I knew a guy that ran a video store, and he gave me like a few things, and one of them was life size, you might call it, poster of Jason from Friday the 13th with the hockey mask from Jason Takes Manhattan, and he's standing there in New York City, and it's a big long, you can put it on your door, or so it's a big long thing.
Wow.
And I got that somewhere in the closet. But again, what I'm really hoping for is that one day we get into a bigger place, like my girlfriend and I, and we have more room. Maybe I'd like to have a movie room. Like I got a poster sitting here for Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman amidst John and Yoko, amidst Ringo, amidst all this Beatles stuff. It's like I want to have two rooms.
Yeah.
Right now I don't have it.
Yeah.
So
my house is small and it is crowded. It is crowded, and I wish I had a larger house. So I don't know. I could sell and move, but I don't want to do that. I live in a great area, so I don't know. I have to figure it out.
Hey, Anthony, I really appreciate this. Thank you. And you say you've been watching the channel since, the date, April 25th. The actual date, 2017. Wow. And of course, a long time ago, it seems, Terry was saying, your ceiling is free. I got a lot of room on my ceiling to put stuff. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that one day for fun, because it works here. It works here because I got all the space on the camera. So that works, Someone bought Pink Floyd, Dave Gilmour's Black Strat for $14 million. If you got the money, and all the I hate to say this because this is again, my usual kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Cynical way. Too many people that have the money put it in their veins, snort it up their nose, die young. I mean, do reckless things. Come on, you're blessed, for God's sake, But I know everybody's different. It drives me crazy when these people they just piss it away. And, try me. I promise I'll give some away to charity if I, and I'll use it wisely by buying a lot of stuff like a butcher cover. I passed on a Beatles, an original First State butcher cover. Passed on a butcher cover of 150 and 74. Well, I guess that's kind of was kind of high price then, $150 and 74. Who in their right mind would pay for that? Now, depending on the condition, you could pay $1,500.
They're out there. They're out there. You can find them. I see them around town, but I don't know. I don't want to. I think maybe $600 to $800 or something. But I don't know how badly I want it. Do I need it? It would be nice to have, but you buy it, you look at it, then you put it away.
Well, that's the thing. It kills me. Like I said, this was great that I have this here.
Yeah.
For such an occasion, it's perfect. This occasion was perfect to take this out. And now it lives forever on the live stream. We can watch it.
Yeah.
But some of it I just don't see the point of having. Some of it.
Yeah.
So Kimba says she watched the Bridget Bardot DVD this week for the first time. I've owned it for 22 years. I feel like a moron owning it for that long. I've got stuff. I've got movies sealed that I bought that long ago and haven't opened them yet. I mean, when you have a lot of stuff, it's hard. By the way, we should say today's Bob Dylan's 85th birthday. Bob Dylan is 85 today.
He is.
So there you go. Recently saw Dylan.
Well, this is a perfect example of having something too long. I can't play this. I don't use it, but it's more of a museum piece,
There's that.
You
Well,
know,
I mean, I got this on the shelf back there. Like you look at the stuff. I
Yeah.
I like that. I like that you could be able somewhere up there. What's an example? Let me show you one example. Like this yellow, you can barely see it. This yellow thing here. It
right,
says
right.
Jaws 50th anniversary. It's from like the movie. It's a cup that came out last summer for the Jaws 50th anniversary. It's a drinking cup. It's the barrel, the yellow barrel from the movie. You can barely see it, but it's there. Am I going to use it? No, probably not. I'm not going to use it. There was times when I did a live movie stream and drank from it, as a
Right,
water cup.
right.
But the thing is, I enjoy it that way by a piece of art or whatever to look at. Like,
Right.
all these things you see up here. Like
Right.
this is a Planet of the Apes lunchbox on the corner shelf.
I see it.
So, I mean, if it was just in a closet, I wouldn't be doing anything with it,
Right,
but, you know,
Yep.
but you can't display everything, as you well know.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I got stuff in storage. I have stuff around the house, but I don't know. I have to organize more of it.
Yeah, he wants me to sing the Rolling Stones again. You asked me to sing the Rolling Stone. You can't always get what you want.
Yeah.
I usually do a better Mick Jagger than that, I guess. I can't do. I usually do them pretty today at the reception. All right.
Yeah.
Back to McCartney. His voice is a badge of honor. It's a reflection of his lifelong dedication to music and giving us, his fans, great experiences while he could have just retired in 70. That's another
Right.
way of looking at it. I can't
Yeah.
stress enough. I stressed a lot already. Nobody wants to hear me again, but I appreciate all that, that it doesn't take a thing away from all he's given us up to now and all that,
And you know what? Paul McCartney could have easily have gotten into drugs and overdosed or something and ruined his life, but he didn't. He's
Right.
still at his age, he's still healthy and performs. So that's pretty damn good.
I am going to, if Jim is still here, I'm going to address this. I don't know. He says, I need to be serious here. As a massive fan, when I type that Paul's voice is poor, it's to protect his legacy, not attack. Time to cease live concerts. Well, the thing is, and I've said this to you in comments, I think, Jim, and I'll say it here again. It's what George was saying when he was here. His legacy is not going to be touched. Legacy is what you leave behind. And when Paul McCartney passes away, they're going to remember the Beatles. They're going to remember the records. They're going to remember Ed Sullivan. They're going to remember Wings. They're going to remember his great solo stuff, silly love songs, and, Mull of Kintyre, all the great songs. They're not going to remember, Paul McCartney, wasn't he the guy that was like in his 80s and was sang like a little warbly? Wasn't it? Is that the guy? They're not going to think that about Paul. His legacy, you got to tell yourself this too, Jim, so you don't have a heart attack, okay? Paul's legacy is in stone. It's solid. It's not gonna be jeopardized because now in his last years he sounds like a man who's in his 80s. That's not what people are going to remember him for. And it's the same thing with Elvis, really. Elvis, Elvis at the end of his life, he still sang great. Elvis still sang great, but he was bloated. He was very heavy. And he didn't look good in his last concerts and all that. But people don't think of Elvis's legacy is not that. They remember, that's a good example, Jim, I could give you. They remember Elvis the way he was in his prime. So that's ridiculous to worry about it. And then I'll add a little more. You say, why encourage someone you love, you look up to keep going on stage and making a fool of himself? Don't you all realize some new fans won't appreciate the vocals of today's McCartney concert, sadly? That's not what we see. I see people loving it. Young people are so thrilled just to be there with, I hate to say it, a Beatle,
Right.
They get all excited. They don't care that he sounds old. They just care that he's alive and he's there in front of them. Now, what I try to do, Jim, I try to be, as I said before, I try to be fair. I try to say, well, I agree with you, Jim. He doesn't always sound good. Sometimes it's been to the point where it is a little embarrassing. And one that comes to mind is the 40th anniversary, I guess 2015, of Saturday Night Live, where he sang Maybe I'm Amazed. And it was really, really embarrassing. And there were a couple of others. But overall, does anybody remember that? Does anybody think, when you think of Paul McCartney, they think, that 2015, his legacy is ruined. He's a fool forever now. That's never happened. Never happened. But anyway, a lot of young people love him. And look at the channels around here. There's young people's channels. They love him now the way he's singing now. Sorry, I keep taking
And
all.
there's a lot of radio shows that cover the Beatles too. So they're very much loved. They got.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Would you work part-time at a record store if it offered the chance? I don't think so anymore. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'll never say no. I wouldn't want to be on the register. Let's put it that way. I never did that. I never want to deal with money and stuff. I don't want to do that. But if I could just be behind the scenes working with the records, I might do that. I used to think that when I retired, maybe I would get a chance to work part-time at my record store that you see in my videos, right? But it turned out that the guy that's there, Chris, he's Chris, aka Juicy, with the bald head. Sorry, I love you, Chris, but the thing is, that's how people know who you are. The bald guy, young guy. He got there while I was still working. I mean, he got the job a long time ago. I don't even know if Joe would want me there, but okay. Kimba says I have a complete card set. Beatles paid about $200. That's the price I said.
Hey, Joe, can I make a comment about working at a record store?
Yeah.
So I go to record stores here. I go to Amoeba and stuff, and I enjoy going to the stores, obviously. But I think to myself, would I enjoy working at Amoeba? And the answer is no, because it becomes a job after a while. It's no longer fun. It's a job, and you're always there, and it's not the same. I've talked to some of the guys there, and one of them said that when he gets home, he doesn't listen to music because he's around music all the time. Now he gets home, he doesn't want to hear music.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
So I like going there. It's like visiting a candy store or a toy store. You go in there. I like to keep it about an hour when I'm there, find what I want, buy what I want, and leave, and then enjoy what I bought. It's not a job. It's fun to go there. If you work there, it changes things. It changes.
Good point. That's like that with a lot of things we love. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was around movies all day, I'm like, all right, enough movies. I don't want to know about movies anymore.
Right.
But thanks, Eric. I appreciate that sentiment. And you said I could imagine album covers up on the ceiling. Well, see, for me, this is my thing. No offense to the many, many people out there that do this, but my whole thing, I like to put stuff up that's unusual, collectible. If I see people who have the space, and what do they do with that? They frame album covers and put no offense to anybody who does it. It's not me. They just put the Abbey Road album up. They put Sgt. Pepper. I mean, I want unusual stuff. Now, over here, I got album covers, but the difference is they're signed. Over here, and you can't really see them, of course, but I'll just, in the corner here, you got Live Peace in Toronto signed by Klaus Vorman and Alan White. Over here, you've got Pete Best signing a bootleg album called The Savage Young Beatles. Over here, you have the back of the Double Fantasy album cover signed by Jack Douglas, who just passed away. Mm-hmm. And there's an index card here. Yoko Ono signed for me. I slid in there. And it's a damn shame that, at the time I met Yoko, I met her twice in '94. I wasn't into records. I didn't have records anymore. Can you believe that? I had to sign the record. Over here is a Ringo Starr autograph, which you can't see here. I got that on eBay in 2000 with a certificate of authenticity for Stop and Smell the Roses. This is a bumper sticker here. You can't see it. It's All Things Must Pass bumper sticker. It's
nice. That's nice.
But and over here is where the light is. I used to have my Paul McCartney autograph framed hanging up, but it's faded over the years. I got it in 1993 and it's faded. Real quick, that story is Saturday Night Live. When he was doing Saturday Night Live, it was the same day of 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon of the show where he would be with Chris Farley, being interviewed by Chris Farley. It was that day. Wow. And I got his autograph. Now, I had a tour book. Again, I didn't have albums at that time. So he signed it. It's a tour book centerfold. In the centerfold, it's got a picture from This One promo film, a video. It's got Linda McCartney sitting on a couch on one side and Paul sitting on the other side. And they're holding hands up in the clouds. That's what I decided to get signed. I had Linda sign it the day before. And she signed it in black Sharpie, which I've learned. This is my opinion. Even though blue Sharpie looks gorgeous and all that, if I had to do it again, it'd only be black. Because black, it doesn't change really, from my experience. The black Sharpie, this was in 1993, looks the same today as it did then. Paul later signed the other side of it, but he didn't, this story, he didn't sign it in front of me. He was in the hotel, and his assistant, John Hamill, came out and took the memorabilia and brought it in the lobby because it was about minus 10 degrees of February out there. And of course, we froze, but Paul didn't want to. And he signed inside in blue Sharpie. When I first got it, it was beautiful, bright, shiny blue. I put it up, kept it out of direct sunlight for all those years. I tried to keep the blinds shut. I would have it in an area of the room, even not anywhere near. But it gradually went from bright blue to gray. And I took it down and I got it in that closet. Talk about not being able to see things.
Right.
And I didn't even put it in ultraviolet protective or whatever it is, glass.
Right.
Which I should have. I didn't. It's in that closet because I don't want it to be exposed anymore. I got to take it out when I want to look at it and keep it in the dark. That's what I do with it. And the only thing about it is if you look at my banner, on my main banner on my main page, and the first picture you see is me in the shot with Paul. He didn't sign outside for the fans. He signed inside the lobby, and then all our stuff was given back to us. But I got the picture because when he came out, there was a little kid that hadn't gotten an autograph. Paul comes out. He asks, everybody got one? Okay, good. You got it? We said, thanks, Paul. Hey, thank you. And then the kid says, I didn't get one. And so Paul, so he turns around and he signed one autograph outside for the kid, to which I'm like this. I'm like leaning in the picture with Paul. He's not signing my autograph. I could lie. I'm not like that and tell her, she's signing my autograph. I don't do that. So there I am in the leaning sideways in the picture. You can hardly see me, but that's the story of that photo.
But you got the autograph, which is great.
I got the autograph. Yes, I did.
That is great.
It's a beautiful autograph too. It's a full autograph with an underline.
Try to take a nice picture of it up on your phone and just keep it on your phone.
Yeah, I have it. I have pictures of it. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, I got you. I got to go in like very soon, 3 minutes. So I'm gonna
Yeah, me too. My wife is home.
Oh, okay. So just give us. I just want to see if I could find anything else before. Well, look, I've been very honest, Jim. I've given you a lot of time here for somebody that's such a naysayer about this, and such a, for me to call somebody like kind of a curmudgeon about it or a grouch, whatever. All I could tell you is I'm always honest. I say when he doesn't sound good. I say when he sounds not too bad. I say when he sounded very good. I've done it all the way. So talk to other people aren't honest. I'm honest. Okay. The Jaws popcorn holder. That's another thing. I got a cool Jaws popcorn holder. Let's see. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Paul is now writing music to sound for his so-called old man voice. He writes songs now that suit his voice. There you go. That's exactly. And that's right. Regarding Elvis, same thing with Frankie Valli, I would say as well. Frankie Valli's reputation is solid, even when he's lip syncing the songs now. Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. 23-year-old friend saw Paul front row last year, and he wasn't critical about his voice at all. So So take that one, Jim. But thank you, Jim. At least I appreciate that. Sorry if I came on down hard on you. It's hard sometimes. All right, so I think you got to go, John, and so do I. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming up, John. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to try to do this once a month. I want everybody out there who's watching this on playback. If you know who the people you are. It could be anybody. Mazzy, if you're out there, Norman Maslov, or anybody, 4D Man, anybody that, is into this kind of thing, you're welcome to come up next show. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
See you soon, everybody.
Take care.
Yes.
Bye-bye.